So we finally get to the mainland, and one beach. We finally get to the mainland, and so Cran, he's like, oh, I feel horrible. He's like, for some reason, there's been this lingering feeling since the trip. Like, I feel really bad. And then I could tell he just does not look great. And then we get to the mainland as well. And then poor Matthew also had his own issues as well. And so I was essentially the only one that didn't really have too many issues with. So I was just like, I kind of lucked out. But so we get to the mainland. We go to the hospital. First spot we hit was the hospital so Zach can get his leg looked at. And just like how Matt said, when they started pouring that crap on.
Raw meat, man.
Yeah, it was sizzled. But the doctor there, too, because obviously the doctor's ethical code, she tried to make me stay in Miami. Yeah. She was like, we need to graft skin from your butt. And it's just like, enough with the butt. Like, give up on it. And,
I got other places.
I want butt skin on my knee. No, but I declined. I said, if you could just treat it in the most immediate sense so we can keep things moving, I can be home in a day.
And I can get,
24 hours.
And I can get it taken care of there.
So they gave me another shot of antibiotics, and they said this will last 24 hours, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
After the hospital, we're finally making our way back upstate, so we had to drive back throughout this entire
because Zach couldn't drive. Zach drove I think you drove for a little bit, but you couldn't because
I drove through actually the Beltway.
Yeah, so you did that
because it was my left knee that had damage, so my right foot was fine.
Yeah, so you're okay there. Cran, fuck, he didn't drive at all. So but the bulk of it went back to you and me.
He was ill in the back seat. Yeah. Like his face was swollen.
Yeah, and his face was swollen.
He looked like fucking Hitch, man.
He was popping. He was popping ibuprofen for some odd reason.
Wasn't it that and Benadryl?
Well, he had a fever, and ibuprofen helps fevers.
Yeah, but so we finally we were driving all the way up, and also Matt's light was out too. His front left light was out, so we drove with high beams on, so that when cops would notice. So we stopped. Probably I forgot. We stopped somewhere at a gas station.
It was it was Maryland.
Maryland, and a cop is like, we stopped at a gas station. A cop is just like, "Oh, your headlight's out. Just want to let you know." And then after a hellacious drive up, we get to Corning.
Not even we're like right at the
Gang Mills.
Gang Mills area.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Matt's just wanting we're just wanting to get home. Matt's
I'm fucking doing 85.
Yeah, it was about 85.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you hear a siren. And then we get pulled over before we even hit Corning.
It was right before the Patterson Bridge.
By a nice New York State fucking prick
He was peachy as fuck.
He was a prick.
Yeah, he's just he's like, you know how fast you were going, that whole typical thing. He's like, where are you guys coming from? And I
was honest. I said we are coming from Miami. We drove down there for spring break. We went on a cruise. My buddy is hurt. He's there, and there's fucking crutches right there.
Yeah, crutches right in the front seat with.
We're trying to get him to the Corning Hospital so he can get taken care of. I'm sorry, I was fucking speeding. He's like, let me get this straight.
Yeah, this callous son of a bitch did not believe us at
You
all.
boys drove. That's why in the beginning I was saying, you're going to sit there and tell me.
You're driving to Miami?
Yeah. You drove to Miami to a cruise for spring break to get off because your buddy got hurt, and you're driving from Miami to Corning, New York to go to Corning Hospital.
And if you looked in this car, we were all in pain.
We were all dead, right? It's like a scene out of a fucking movie. That's why I say if anybody wants to make this movie, let me know.
It was like the end of Pineapple Express.
Yeah,
or something.
It was rough, and I was not lying to him. I was fucking honest to the
We were meeting your sister at the hospital.
And he just could not wrap his dumb, old fucking... this cop pissed me off. His fucking head around that I'm trying to get you to the hospital. And he's like, you're gonna go from Miami to Corning for Corning Hospital? Yeah, motherfucker. Like, what else do you want me to say? I can't leave him in fucking South Beach because his sister's waiting for him.
And I can't fly back up.
Exactly. And he just didn't want. He didn't give a fuck, so he gave me a ticket anyways because he's a fucking
gave a
prick.
ticket anyway.
Yeah, we sit there. Hey, he kept us there for almost a half hour, and. No offense if anybody watches or are fucking cops or have cop friends. I'm not calling you out. I'm calling out fucking assholes like that. And if you got a problem with that, you know where I live. You can come fucking see me. But, Jesus Christ, you know, like, it doesn't matter. You can be honest or you tell the truth or whatever to somebody and they still don't fucking believe you. It's not like I got out of the goddamn car and said, oh, these crunches are fake! Yahoo! You know?
So I'm on my third doctor visit.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, so the third doctor now, and this person was also like, we need to do surgery. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like,
we gotta take it from your butt.
Yeah, no, seriously. They were like, we're gonna graft skin. I was like, where do you get it from? And she's like, we're probably gonna take it from your buttocks. And she's like, it's only like a little, like 1 inch by 1 inch, because skin stretches a lot. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And so like another doctor came in, like almost like good cop, bad cop, and she was like, okay, so it sounds like you're opting for wound care. And I was like, what's wound care? And she's like, it's where you just have this wound and you clean it and you dress it, and so wound care basically just means fucking sending it.
Yeah.
And so I said, I guess I'm doing that since I'm not using butt skin.
Well, okay, don't get me wrong.
So real quick, that's gonna be another T-shirt that we're gonna have on the CBB website. Butt skin.
Butt skin.
Picture of Zach.
Picture of Zach.
On crutches.
On crutches. Oh my god.
So, anyways, you get the third visit, and you decide to opt out of the surgery, but it winded up you never even needed it.
Well, I mean, I didn't need it because it had been so many days since the injury occurred that granulation tissue had started to fill into the wound by the time I showed up in Corning, and they basically said it would be more complicated at that point to do surgery anyway. So they basically
How's your scar? Is it still?
No, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's just a triangle underneath my kneecap.
It's a neat little story to talk about.
It's not problematic at all. Like I mean, there was like a period of time after it healed where like it kind of hurt to run on it.
Yeah.
But like now, the only time it hurts is if you apply pressure like directly to it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So then days pass, weeks pass. We're all recovering from this trip, and then that's when I talked to Cran, and Cran was just like, yeah, I had mono during that entire trip, and I didn't even know it. And I'm like...
And it got worse.
And I'm like, so you're telling me you had mono this entire trip, and you made out with some random chick.
He had a fever over 100 degrees.
Yeah. And then he's like, yeah. And my doctor said, like, why is your blood pressure so high? And then it's because he was popping all those ibuprofen.
Fucking druggy.
And he had his drug rug on too during that time.
But then he also had tonsillitis too.
Yeah, he did.
He also had tonsillitis.
Yeah, he has tonsils taken out. He was fucked.
He was a sickly basketball.
And then I came home to a nice letter from, I think it was Florida. I was somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I got the fucking 300. No. It was like close to $200 worth of Easy Pass tickets because fucking Cran said, "Oh, we can take the Easy Pass. All you gotta do is just fucking work."
It didn't work.
You didn't know that?
No, it didn't work.
It didn't work.
I was kind of busy.
Each time we went through an Easy Pass, it didn't light up green.
I just fucking drove through it. I said, "Fuck it." I guess it worked.
And Cran was just like.
Yeah, he's fucking moving it for me. He's like, I put it right here. You got the fucking day around there, yeah. And it never worked. I just kept fucking driving. So I got tickets.
Then all of a sudden you got the tickets from the cop.
Got the tickets from the cop, which was a nice fucking fuck you.
You got the tab from the boat.
The fucking boat tab because I'm an alcoholic. That was almost $200. Almost fell out of the fucking chair. So yeah. A lot of money spent.
So that pretty much concludes our story of our Cruise Bro story of our awesome vacation. And since then, all four of us just like try to get together, and and anytime we try to get together, we always talk about that event because it was just like such an epic.
And it's crazy because like nobody believes it. Like, even when I tell it, like, everybody's like, nah, it's far-fetched. But then, I'm like, okay. And then, like, if you guys are around, or if I'm around Cranon and we tell it, it's like, holy shit, this is a true story.
Yeah, because all of our stories match up. And it's just like, I'm honestly like, we can't make this up. This it just happened. You know, it's just like, it may sound like a movie at times, but I mean, hell, make it into a movie.
So
but it was just like,
if it was to be a movie,
oh yeah,
who would you want to play you?
So yeah, that's funny. We actually talked about this, like, to see who would actually.
If some like fucking dude like, hey, I saw your video on YouTube, and I want to make a movie out of this. Here are the characters. Here's the cast. What do you think?
So
apparently he's an old Southern man mining gold.
So to me, I mean, if it was a movie, I wouldn't like cast teenagers right now. I'd cast like
I cast that dude that played the shitty Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield.
For you?
No, for
Crane?
Yeah, Crane. Crane. I cast Andrew Garfield as Crane. Yeah.
Okay, so
that's a good one.
Andrew Garfield for Cran. I said James Franco for Cran, but I could go back and forth on that.
Okay,
that's a good one.
But I said, because like Matt and I already discussed this, because like I was just like, yeah. So I think for you best option if we were doing like a Hollywood version, definitely Chris Pratt. I think would be. I could see him playing you.
It'd be Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then. To me, like, me and him discussed this. Like, to me, personally...
I was torn between, like, two people for you. But you can go ahead.
See, I always thought you and Michael Cera had a connection.
I was going to say, I could see Michael Cera doing that.
Yeah.
I was thinking Tom Holland. The other Spider-Man. And Jesse Eisenberg.
See, I could see Michael Cera.
Yeah.
But, and like I said, since this was an interpretation, for me, I chose my own self because like I was just like, I would want Steven Yeun.
Yeah,
Steven Yeun.
I was actually gonna say Glenn, but I want to wait for you to say it. So I don't want it to come from me.
No, that's fine. There's not really big Filipino actors, so I was just like.
I mean, there's.
I was just like, if they hypothetically did a movie and made my character into at least an Asian character, I'd want Steven Yeun.
Yeah, that'd be good. So Steven Yeun, Chris Pratt.
I was also thinking, like, whoever acts like Bill Burr but younger. I don't fucking know.
You mean Seth Rogen?
But in all honesty, boys, though, that was one hell of a trip, and you know, we've been trying to get trips together ever since, but you know, it just doesn't match up.
We should get commemorative fucking tattoos.
We should take an ironically like really close and easy trip. Like, let's take a trip to Elbow Room or some shit.
Or Canada.
Or Canada. Look at the falls, not get any scooters, 4-wheel vehicles only.
Yeah, but even them you can't trust.
Yeah. So that wraps up the story of the Cruise Bros. And so if you go in the description, you know, you can follow us on like Instagram and Facebook. Like, comment, subscribe, and like I said, no toxicity in the comments, please. As always,
you can also share your horror stories.
Yeah, and
on vacation.
Be more than happy to take a look at that. And I just want to thank Zach for joining us, and hopefully
a special shout out to Crajiss
Labasketball,
who couldn't be here.
We messed up his name so many times.
Baseball. Le Copernicus.
Maybe we can actually have him on one day. We'll just put a paper bag over his fucking head.
That'd actually be hilarious. But so yeah.
I mean a plastic bag.